Hey everybody, welcome back to Bobby Builds It. I've been seeing a lot lately about mineral oil for cutting boards and alternatives to that, and seeing a lot of board butter. What I'm going to do today is make some board butter and then run some tests to compare to see how well it does to just the mineral oil that I used in that board butter. Stick around. Stuff is pretty easy to make. Get you some food grade beeswax, and the ratio is 4 to 1, so we're going to do 1 ounce by weight of the pellets. I'm going to hope my little crock pot is big enough for the mineral oil. Again, food grade mineral oil, and this is also by weight, not volume, 4 ounces. All right, now we're just going to let the crock pot do its thing. We'll put a timer on it and see how long it takes it to do. Now we are all nice and melted. Sorry I don't have the cool time lapse footage, but this took like 2 hours and I didn't want to just leave my phone out there recording that long. All right, I've got these 4 ounce aluminum tins that I also got off Amazon. I'll link everything down in the description. Just going to scoop her out and fill her up. Be careful, this stuff is going to be hot. All right, I'm just going to let that set up and we'll put it on. To put the just plain mineral oil on, this is a piece of red oak I got here. I just got some of these paint cleaning cloths. Just wipe it on there. You can also just dunk these things if you want to. All right. Got a good amount on there. I'm just going to wipe off the excess. See, the board butter's good to set up. I'm going to apply it on this. I marked that one with a nice little X so later we can remember which one it was. So just like that. Looks like I got a good bit more than I needed. And just like before, we're going to wipe off all the excess. Here's a side-by-side with them. I am going to put one more coat of mineral oil on this one just to be sure it has taken all that it can get. I'm going to let them both dry overnight and we'll test them out tomorrow, see what it looks like. Let's get the water to boiling. All right, so we got the water boiling. We're gonna just sit here and let it go for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna check them out. I was hoping they would stand up so I could do like half and half, but I guess I'll just flip them in about 5 minutes. Well, I think my torture test might have been a little too torturous. These both came out looking pretty much the same. This one is kind of tough to see. I think is a little bit rougher than this piece. Reapplied to a couple of other pieces just so you can see the difference there. So I can't really say if one is better than the other. Sorry about the inconclusive test. If you have any ideas of a better way to do that, because boiling the things doesn't really match up with how you use wooden utensils and cutting boards anyway. It was just kind of supposed to simulate washing it a bunch of times. If you got a better idea how to test it, let me know it down in the comments. Maybe I'll do it. So is it worth it to make your own board butter? This bag of wax, this 32-ounce bottle of oil, and 24 of these cost me 50 bucks. If you're somebody out selling, you're making your cutting boards, you're making your utensils, I think it's a great thing to be able to sell something like this to go with it. You're not going to really sell people bottles of oil. Now, just for at the house, if you've only got one or two things and you don't mind having something like this around, it'll probably come out cheaper, a whole lot easier. You don't have to make anything. Personally, I'd rather have one of these or two of these around than a whole bottle of oil. As far as making it, that crock pot I used, I read up on it, and it's called a lunch pot or something like that. And it is not made for actually cooking. So I think if you had a bigger one or one that's actually made to do cooking, not just reheating, it would not take as long. If you're wanting to just do it over an oven, just watch your temperature, because there's a point where I think it's 145 degrees. You can check an SDS to find out for yourself, where the oil or the wax will start to break down. But other than that, that'll wrap this one up.